What a fun week I have for you guys for episode number 3 of the Devoted Cowgirl vlog. As promised, you get to come along with us meaning me and my family, while we spend some time on Lake Coeur D'Alene at the family's cabin. First up, before the fun happens, I gotta do the chores and get the horses ready for me to be gone for 5 days. Let's go!
I promise I do not move at superhuman speed like this, but this is just me tossing together some grain for my horses before I leave. I feed LMF feeds and complete equine performance supplements, along with just some plain old salt.
What you doing, Dale? Huh, Dale? You going for a ride?
I absolutely love my Hay Chicks nets, especially when I go on vacation. These ones that I'm filling are the small bale nets, and I use those on the daily as well as when I go on vacation. I have a couple other sizes too, but these are my faves.
The horses are ready. It's time for us to pack up and hit the road. We left at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, planning to drive through the night, straight through, to get there Wednesday morning. We didn't make it straight through. We had to pause and take a nap. Here's a little bit of our trip. I didn't get too much because I was too busy drinking energy drinks and acting a fool with my best friend on our road trip.
It's 2 a.m. and we're pulling into my favorite truck stop on I-84 to grab some monsters, take a potty break, let the dogs out, and then get back on the road.
Somewhere along the trip, I don't know where it was probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we ran over a tire tread from probably a semi, and it was dark enough that I didn't see it in time, and it was less safe to swerve than it was to just drive right over the top of it. Everything was good until a little while down the road when I heard like a real loud thump and felt something hit the bottom of the truck. So I took the next exit to see what was up. Turns out that tread that we ran over was wedged in the leaf spring by the rear tire of the truck, and it was wedged in there so good that trying to wiggle it out by hand wasn't working. Luckily, shout out to my husband, woot woot, I remembered to throw the floor jack into the back of the truck, and we had a big 6x6 wood block. So I pulled that out, put the block on there, and put it under the frame, jacked up the truck enough that Mara could pull the tire tread out from the leaf spring, loaded everything up, got back on the road with no other problems.
Wait for it. There's the first view of Lake Coeur D'Alene. It's 7 a.m. and we're just now arriving. Welcome to the family cabin in Rockford Bay, Idaho.
I would like to tell you that a 1-hour nap south of Spokane was enough to last us all day Wednesday, but it was not. We got there, ate some breakfast, took a couple-hour nap, and then went out and had some fun. Here's some footage from day number 1. Pretty much the hottest day. Well, not pretty much. It was the hottest day we were there. The only day that it was real warm to be in the lake all day. So that's where we were. drop a Cheez-It in there? Gracie, what are you doing? I'm going to preface this next section of videos with, holy cow, you guys don't want to miss this. It's gorgeous. The sunset on the first night we were there was to die for. Check it out. Number 2 was spent not in the water at all. There were thunderstorms in the area, which was super fun for Mara and I because we lived in Colorado for a year to several, depending on which one of us you're talking to. And so we got to hear some good rolls of thunder. There was some lightning. Needless to say, nobody wanted to be in the water during a thunder and lightning storm. So we spent the day on the deck. Some of us took naps. My aunt and I played some cards. So it was kind of a laid back, boring day. Fudgy bunnies. After the sun went down, nobody was ready for bed, and we played a game of Taboo. We being me, my best friend Mara, my mom, and my Aunt Jamie, and we played, in their words, we'll just say oldies versus youngies. So me and Mara were on a team versus my aunt and my mom, and it was a crack up. It was a hoot. I had never played Taboo before, but it actually turned out being super fun, and I think my aunt, who's a little competitive, was a little ticked that they weren't winning. But here's a little bit from our game on Thursday night. They keep telling us to go on this game. They're triangular.
Pyramid.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, I know. They get these. Easy place.
It's kind of like a dock, but it's solid. Like it doesn't float, and it's high up over the water.
Like here.
Kind of like that.
I was gonna guess too.
Similar.
Boardwalk?
Yep.
Oh man, what the?
You get this when you are an adolescent.
Puberty. Period. Menses.
It's on your head, but the front of your head.
I hope it's not menses. Acne.
There we go. We used to watch these on Saturday morning. Mine is in April. Yours
Birthday.
is in March.
Time!
Number 3 was cooler than the first day, but when the sun would come out, it was warm enough to get in the water, so we were like, man, we're at the lake, we're getting in the freaking water. So my best friend and I grabbed the dually floaty and tied it to the end of the dock and spent most of the day in the water on Friday, and my aunt was laying on the dock, and some of the best conversations of my life have happened on the end of that dock, and we had some good deep conversations while we were hanging out there, jamming to some music. My mom and dad went out on the jet skis while we were hanging out, and it was just a fun day, chilling, hanging out, catching up, having some good talks about life, about everything. Friday evening, my great uncle Pat, so my dad's uncle, my grandma's brother, came. He lives not too far from the cabin. He lives in Kellogg. And shout out to the furniture exchange that has been in the family for decades. If you're ever in Kellogg and you need some hardware or you need some furniture, hit up the furniture exchange. Say hi to my Uncle Pat. You won't regret it. Anyways, side note, he and my Aunt Cindy came down to the cabin, and with some convincing, no pressure though, we got Uncle Pat to go out on the jet skis, and it was a riot. I'm a little bummed because my dad and I swapped, and I got him with a bit of a tidal wave when we were coming back into the dock, but nobody got it on video. Anyways, here's some footage of my uncle absolutely ripping it on the jet skis after we convinced him to go out. The green button on top up there is to start it. That one was a little slow starting last time, but Uncle Pat's like, screw you, I'm out! He doesn't screw around, does he? Day 4. Saturday, the last full day that we're at the lake. It was pretty much a repeat weather-wise of Friday, so we didn't spend a ton of time in the water, but we were determined to spend some. So as soon as the sun came out, we untied the jet skis from the dock and took them out for a jaunt, one last jaunt before we had to take them over to the boat launch. So it wasn't a super exciting day, but it was fun. We got in the water, we played on the jet skis, danced a little, acted a fool. Back across and went down there a ways. Like, we were on the other side of Black Rock. I don't even know how far down there was.
It's not that
I would like to preface these clips with the fact that my dog normally enjoys jumping off the dock for her toy. However, I decided, like a dummy, to try to get video of her doing it on the last day we were there. She was exhausted. She was tired. I promise she was not harmed in the making of these videos, but I couldn't leave them out because it was kind of a crack up. And here's my dog pretending that she's a dock dog. Not pretending very well at all. Ready to go? From our little discussion while I was sitting on the jet skis, we had to ride them a little ways to get to where the boat launch was. And so Saturday late afternoon, early evening, Mara and I suited up, aka threw on our life jackets, to take one last ride over to the boat launch. And I decided, what the hey, let's bring Lily. So she got her life jacket and her rec specs on, and we hit the lake to get back over there. and then played around a little bit before we put them on the trailer for the trip home. The morning that we leave is always super bittersweet. We spend it packing up and cleaning. I was hoping to sleep in a little bit longer, but my parents decided that they were going to be up at 7 o'clock and get out of there super early. So Mara and I, who were sleeping on the couches in the main living area, had no choice but to just get up finally. I tried to sleep through some of it, but it just wasn't working. So we all got packed up and then took our legendary, annual, customary, whatever it might be, walk down to the end of the dock where we took some pictures, reminisced on what a fun time we had, and just gave a little thanks for how blessed we are to have the opportunity to stay in this place that's ours.